Hello, and welcome to the 7th edition of the Meyer Musings. Today is Sunday, October 25th, 2015. In management, there will be no all-staff meeting this week. In place, teachers who need help updating their website will meet in the Media Center at 8 o'clock. Jenny Dixon and Nick Schmidt will be there to assist you because this is the time when I want you to get your websites up to date. Also, the leadership team will meet in my office at that time at 8 o'clock. The rest will have time to work in their classrooms. This year, we are going to participate in the Gifts and Giving program again. This is a program for helping out families during holiday season. Please provide the names to Lynn Huber by November 6th because she does all the shopping during Thanksgiving break. Also, the Reading Roars program is as follows. The purpose: to promote reading at home and at school, to put quality literature in students' hands. How do we do this? The selection of books will be of high quality. Please see Gwen's email that she sent out this past week about the coupons and how they're going to acquire their books. Teachers would submit 2 names per class. Grade level determines selection process and write a short description of process. Please email that to me by the end of this week. PTA will be given names and then they will provide the books. We'll start this November, of the month of November. We waited because the readathon was taking place and it was too much information at one time. I was reading an article and it says the 5 most effective leadership strategies. And it was written by Vivian Robinson, a Student-Centered Leadership 2011. Ensuring an orderly and safe environment has an effect size of 0.27. Make sense? Resourcing strategically. A little bit higher, meaning put your money and resources in the right spots. A little bit higher now, establishing goals and expectations. These are our PLC goals and our building goals. Equivalent to that is ensuring quality teaching. And that's where QComp comes in and my observations, as well as me doing some walkthroughs. And lastly, the highest one has an effect size of 0.84 and it's leading teacher learning and development. This is why it's so important that I push us, because all the research is telling me that I need to put most of my time in staff development. Also in management, we have a new form, Time to Think. So when kids come into the quiet room, they will use this form to reflect on their behavior. It's used to help them reflect. There'll be more information coming. Here is a picture of the form. Notice at the far end, these are all the different motions, and as you can see, this one on the far right obviously must be really angry. So just a little humor for you. In instruction, guided reading should be taking place now that we've completed all our DRA testing before MEA. Here's Mr. Dravin and his guided reading group. Here's his students sitting on the floor working as in the daily 5, reading with a partner. And this is an example of what those kids are working on. Also, this was a lesson from Jenny Kerner. I can ask questions about a text. What good readers ask questions. They're thick and thin questions. Thought I wanted to pass that on. Here's Jenny in her small group with guided reading. And then here are students working in her daily 5. Thank you, Jenny and David. I was reading a story or a book called Motivated Brain by Gail Gregory and Martha Caulfield. And it's improving student attention and engagement and perseverance. There's 3 things that came to note. Autonomy. People want control over their work. Students as well as the adults. Mastery. People want to get better at what they do. And lastly, purpose. People want to be a part of something that is bigger than they are. That's why it's so important that we work together to and all row at the same time, because we'll be more effective when we all are part of something greater. And this was in this book, but it was written from the book Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us by Daniel Pink. Also instruction, why are students less motivated and engaged than ever before? According to Gregory and Caulfield, technology is one. We're losing if we use technology as another way of another form of notebook, then we lose the creative innovation. So we need to be using it in a way to entice kids. Obviously, immediate gratification in this day and age, apathy, lack of relevance to the real world. So if you're teaching and they can't understand why it's important they learn that, that's a way of that get them to be less motivated. Kids have fixed mindsets about one's ability. I can't do this versus, oh, I want to get better and learn from my mistakes. Poverty, obviously. Social isolation or bullying. That's why it's so important we work to combat bullying. And lastly, students are under stress and perceived threat. And that is a lot of the testing that we're doing and things like that. So we have to build that relationship. That's why it's so important. This month, we're going to start our coming up in November, our PLC sit-in meetings. This is where Jenny and I sit in place of data days. We're going to come to your prep, and this will be the designated days, and we won't have a data day. So on November 4th and the following dates, Jenny and I will come during your prep, and that's when you'll have your PLC for that week. December 9th, February 10th, of April 6th, and May 18th. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we can clarify for you. In the learning supports realm, we have a breakfast work group that is tomorrow. It meets on the 26th after school. Thank you to Deborah and Jenny for getting this going. Well, that's it for the week. Thank you, and I look forward to another great one.